Yo, what's going on guys, HyperX here, welcome back to the video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and we're back with another armor skill breakdown. We kicked off this series the other day where we're basically turning our attention to some of the brand new and interesting armor skills introduced in Sunbreak and doing an in-depth breakdown, taking a look at what the skill does, what it pairs with, and just in general sort of things that you should know about using it in gameplay. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions, but today we are talking about Dereliction. Keep in mind, before we do go any further, this is a skill that appears on the final boss armor pieces, so while we will not be showing you the final boss in this, if you do not want to see or know about the final boss armor, then I would highly recommend you step away for now and then of course come back later. But in the event you do want to see it, then let's talk about Dereliction. Also, in your time playing Sunbreak, if you guys have found any tips, things that you think your fellow hunters will find useful, then let us know in the comments down below. Definitely help out those fellow hunters, especially those that are newer to the game. Anyway, let's begin. Where can you find this skill? Dereliction comes primarily on the Geismar armor, specifically the legs. You get 1 point in the legs and 2 points on the arms. Currently, it does not seem that you can find this skill on charms, but that may change in the future as of course more title updates are released. So if you want to mess around with this, you are going to need to turn your attention to the final boss armor. The skill itself, the description for this says that the Curio will drain health, but also bolster your attacks, and multiple Curio further bolster attacks and let you recover health when performing a switch skill swap. Keep in mind, lots of the new skills this time around revolve around the switch skill swap mechanic, whereby when you do the swap, it of course procs a varying effect. Level 1 for the skill, when you use the red scroll, it increases the elemental and status values, and then using the blue scroll will increase attack and stun potency. Moving up to level 2, this bolsters your attacks depending on which swap scroll is used, and number 3 further bolsters your attacks again depending on which swap scroll is used. So what exactly does this mean? Well, it's first worth noting that this can be a dangerous skill in untrained hands, because basically when you have this, it will constantly drain your health, but it will not kill you. It will leave you on only 1 HP if it gets that low, so while the skill itself won't kill you, by being on 1 HP you are then also 1 hit away from death, so by extension it can lead to your death. So you kind of want to make sure you don't get hit too much whilst using this skill. However, this skill does grant huge damage boosts either to your elemental and status values when using the red switch scroll, or your attack and stun when using the blue scroll. Around every 50 seconds, the skill will spawn an additional Curio, further increasing the bonuses you get from Dereliction. You can swap scrolls to receive a heal, but it will reset the amount of Curios back to 1, meaning you have to build up the buff again. Quick shout out to Maverick Kid X5 from Reddit, who actually calculated the values of the bonus and how much we get. With level 1 and max Curios, you get a raw attack increase of 25 in the blue scroll. With level 2 and max Curios, you get a raw attack increase of 30, and with level 3 and max Curios, you get a raw attack increase of 35. The elemental and status are also good bonus values if you're going down the route of elemental builds while using the red scroll. And it's also worth noting your health will drain at 1 HP per second. So, how do you work with this skill? Well, firstly, a couple of useful tips. Even if you do just go for the legs, 1 point of Dereliction will still give you a massive 20+ attack. You can also use Gourmet Fish to counteract the health drain debuff, as it will not only heal you, but also heal you over time. It's also worth noting that this will directly work with a few other skills, Bloodlust being one of them. You can use Bloodlust in conjunction with this, as you will recover all of the lost health when you beat the Frenzy debuff, and it will then proc Coalescence for a further damage boost. You can use Resentment because of course you have recoverable health. You can then get a further boost to attack, and at max that'll be plus 25 attack with level 5 Resentment. And you can also use this with Blood Right as well. If you have the Blood Right in your set, you will then be able to recover health just by hitting broken parts of monsters. So there are definitely a few things that synergize quite nicely with this skill. Furthermore, there's also a Dango option as well. If you get Super Recovery Dango, then this will of course also give you recovery over time, which helps mitigate the health loss from Dereliction. It is definitely a really interesting skill. Honestly, I love some of these skills that have interesting mechanics weaved into them. They do definitely take some getting used to. It's not one of those things that you will initially just throw on and instantly sort of vibe with. It might get you killed a few times, but I feel like this is a skill that is definitely important to know about because the final boss armor looks so incredibly awesome, and of course I can see people just wanting to craft it, but the second you put it on and you're like, oh my gosh, I am dying, you need to know how to use it. But if you do learn to use it correctly, you will get some great damage boosts. But anyway, that's it for the time being. Let's do a rundown on Dereliction. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It is a very cool skill. Let us know in the comments down below if you have tested it out yourself. If you've missed some of our recent videos, be sure to check out one of these ones, and stay tuned for plenty more.